This title, Men's Dating Profiles Are Just Help Wanted Job Ads. This was posted in the 4B Movement subreddit. Once again, men's dating profiles are just help wanted job ads. And we've done enough or seen enough of these nightmare dating profiles to be able to say, yeah, that sounds about right. But let's look at this post. This post is pretty amazing. She says, unspoken rule is these men's help wanted ads are all asking for and expecting labor and access to your body. Seeking a long-term relationship equals I need an in-house mom and Bangmaid. He wants a girlfriend who inevitably becomes his wife. As a wife, you'll be an unpaid worker managing their life, cooking and cleaning for them, and managing their emotional immaturity while still putting out regularly. If you bear kids with him, it'll become more obvious he's not a partner but an emotionally stunted, overgrown dependent that bagged their second mommy by refusing to participate in domestic labor or pretending he can't do it because he's too tired from work or too dumb to load a dishwasher and run it without chaos. He'll comment on how you've let yourself go and are exhausted now. He's too exhausted now to bang, so will cheat on you and remarry the next victim once he's used you up and depleted you of your youth, self-esteem, and beauty. Seeking a long-term relationship, divorcee edition equals I already sucked dry my ex-wife, who's crazy by the way, or was diagnosed with a terminal and or debilitating illness, so I left her and I need a replacement wife appliance, Bangmaid, to take over her maid duties, put out regularly, and be a parent to my kids because I only signed up to be a father in name to secure my legacy. I can't stand actually having to parent since the divorce. Seeking a long-term relationship, old man edition equals I abused my body and neglected my health as a young man, and now I need a replacement in-house caretaker, nursemaid, who will manage my meds and declining health and do all the work that's expected of a maid and a personal assistant, but for free. Also, she should put out often because despite my health, I need to get it in, even if I die during the process. Okay, I'm going to put out a warning and give you a bonus right now. I'm putting out a warning. Please, if you're drinking anything, because this is early, please push it to the side. If you're eating anything, please swallow it. I do not want you to get anything stuck in your throat. Here's your bonus. You have to look at your screen for this. You must look at your screen for this. We're going to call this man Otis. He put a name down there, and I'm not calling him that, but this is Otis. Otis typed to us that he was 49 years old. And he has the nerve, if you look at the screen, it says squirt my, and then there's some bodily fluid. Why? Why is Otis, who's typed that he is 49 on these dating apps, looking like a grizzled potato, like a grizzled potato that has been left out? This is a potato that has been hiding up under like a cabinet since 2016 or probably 2014 or something. Someone left a potato under a cabinet. It was a dark cabinet and it was way, way, way back behind 3 pots. No one saw this potato, and now this is what Otis looks like. Just things just growing out of it. But at the bottom, he is encouraging someone to ride his tongue and like he wants to ingest her sweet juices and tight bodily privates. This is what this old man is talking about on a dating app. So y'all needed to see that. You're welcome. All right, back to her post. It says, seeking long-term or flings or having fun equals I'm too broke to pay an ex-worker. I need random women to get the job done. I'll go so far as to pretend to switch my profile to I'm seeking long-term on here to get it in consistently and string an unsuspecting woman along even though I'm ran through. I just can't get enough. She says, this is how she ends it. Nothing makes me happier than knowing this male loneliness epidemic means more of them will die alone without propagating their manipulative, antisocial, violent genes. They're just exhibiting extinction burst energy right now. Unfortunately, the downside is that femicide is increasing as a result. So even though more of us can read them for what they are, we need to protect ourselves and each other by any means necessary. And that is absolutely true. They are spiraling as women are opting out, and they are staying single longer. We can see in what they look like. They look a hot mess because women are saying no, and married men stay younger, longer, more vibrant because they are attaching and sucking dry the life force of a woman with her time, energy, and resources. And I've said this time and time again, women become the wife appliance, bang maid, or incubator, or all three at one particular point in their lives. So we have got to be mindful of that so that we don't allow our life force to be sucked dry. But y'all needed to see that. This is where I was tagged in. Kip says, this is brilliant and so very true. Well done, BurbNBougie. Check this out. Philo and Sophie says, I think this may be one of my favorite posts in this sub because of how accurate it is, but also because of how well it succinctly frames the extraction of labor time / value from women. Gives me similar energy as if Sylvia Frederici was a dating guru. Pink Belly Duckbird says, favorite and least favorite, laughing my butt off. I think young women especially need to pay attention to this because these are the same men that prey on younger women, knowing they're more impressionable. Those of us late 30s and up know to stay away from these losers. And this is the reason why us older women are sharing these stories and sharing these things. And that's the reason why we have got to stop allowing men to triangulate us with older versus younger, or, white versus black versus Asian, the way they triangulate to make it seem like some women are higher or lower or whatnot and keep us at each other's throats. We need to be able to have these discussions in the public square. Black, Young, and Pretty says more like sex wanted ads with a whole bunch of BS to try and justify the terrible treatment they'll put you through. I haven't been on a dating app in years, but that's strictly what I remember. At the bottom, 8.5 says, this is so funny and accurate. I agree with everything except that they steal our beauty while stealing our time. Without their ideals of beauty clouding our minds, we are so effing beautiful and get even more beautiful with age. The best beauty treatment a gal can get is to run away from the BS males shoved down her throat and watch her smile return like a spring bloom. Lisa Love says, love your last paragraph. The future is XX says, maybe steal our glow is a better description. The glow is the beauty. Flavius Lascivious says, men are not advertising for what they want. They're advertising what they think you want to hear in order to get what they want. I would question very carefully about their intentions. Some man, I'm looking for a long-term relationship that will lead to marriage. You, what do you envision that looks like? Some man, I'm hoping to eventually marry a woman who is loyal, beautiful inside and out, who wants children and a family. Yeah, this is BS. Notice how the answer is what he wants out of a woman instead of what he can give her. No mention of what he will provide. Arsenal Spider says, the only thing I would add are the Viagra meds he needs to take. Pink Hearted Rope says, always asking what we bring to the table. I am not a waitress, but never asking themselves why they'd be worthy of all this free labor. Rumina says, why should I remain sitting at this table? And then Owls Exist says, I couldn't stop but chuckle, or maybe help but chuckle at this title. It's so true. Help wanted ads, but no mention of any transfer of wealth, mostly because they have no wealth. Mentions of male loneliness epidemic always come to mind whenever I frequent the dating subreddits and see posts of women being sad that the man dumped her or didn't talk to her again. Like, does that guy realize he dealt with a woman that was willingly wanting his company? And the male loneliness epidemic will come after him. That's the reason why there should be a male loneliness pandemic. On the flip side, I also see posts of men complaining about no matches and horrific, obviously bad photos they use. Like, do they not have eyeballs? Why do they need the masses of Reddit to tell them their pics are bad and can't see their faces clearly? Because yes, we have seen some pretty bad pictures, and we'll continue to see them because I will continue to make the nightmare dating profile videos. So join the conversation. Let me know what you thought of her post. I thought it was amazing, and it summarizes the things that we're seeing on a daily basis. Join the conversation, like, comment, and share.